The text messages between Blake Lively and Taylor Swift are definitely problematic. Like, there's no way around it. I see a lot of people saying that they're not that bad and it's just Taylor trying to be a supportive friend. And I'm 50-50 on that because the text messages only tell half of the story. Maybe not even half. On one hand, it looks like Taylor is just being a supportive friend. Blake asks her to hype up her version of the script, to hype up her scene. Taylor agrees because obviously that's an easy yes. You know that this is important to your friend. You want her to look good in front of her doofus director. You want her to be taken seriously. So yeah, you go in there and you hype up her script and you say it's the best thing you've ever read, even if you've never read it, right? But then you add in the context and it looks like Taylor is complicit in Blake's plan to hijack this film. It looks like she is helping her. I'm not reading these messages and immediately getting mad at Taylor. I'm not. Because we don't know what Blake told her. We don't know if she knew that was actually Ryan's scene. I doubt it, but we don't know. We know that on April 12th, 2023, Blake was texting Taylor, calling Baldoni a clown and a doofus, right? But we don't know if Taylor knew that just a few days before, on April 9th, Blake was texting Baldoni, telling him that he's the absolute best and that he inspires her, right? We don't know if Taylor knew any of that. We don't know what happened between them because this was prior to filming and it was before Baldoni even asked about Blake's weight. We know that when he didn't immediately agree to use her version of the scene, her tone shifted. But I don't know what had been done to Blake at that point. So I don't know what she could have possibly said to her friend to get her to hop on this train. And then in another group of messages from a year later, in April of 2024, the conversation is about them using Taylor's song in the trailer. And we see the conversation about Justin losing any appearance of an upper hand that he had and Blake having all the power over the film. And that definitely gives the impression to me, in my opinion, that Taylor thinks Justin is a misogynist. And it seems to me like Taylor knows that Blake is trying to take control over this film. Like, it seems like Taylor is willingly using her power to help Blake take control of this film. But I don't know. I don't know what she knew. By the time this conversation happens on December 4th into December 5th of 2024, Taylor has probably been made aware of the SH allegations. Like, we know Ryan was texting people at WME, calling Baldoni a predator. We know that Blake was emailing Ben Affleck, talking to him about HR issues. And so I think it's safe to assume Taylor fully believes Baldoni did this to her best friend. And she knows that something is coming because she knows about the New York Times article, because she mentioned that he had his tiny violin out, and she probably knows about the communications from Jen Abel's phone, right? So in that context, calling him a little bitch is not that bad. But did Taylor also know about the Van Zandt lawsuit that Blake filed in order to get her hands on those communications? Does she know that Blake bullied Sony into using her cut of the film even though it didn't test as well as Justin's? Does she know that Blake also asked the cast to unfollow him on social media? Not only the cast, but the author of the book that he bought the rights from. Does she know that her marketing plan and her promotion of the film was the reason she was getting so much hate on social media, and that people told her it was a bad idea to market her hair care line and her alcohol line at the same time she was marketing a movie about domestic violence? Like, does Taylor know that? These messages are bad, but I didn't read them and immediately get mad at Taylor. I didn't. I would never ask someone or expect someone to apologize for defending their friend when they felt like their friend had been wronged. I would never apologize. I wouldn't. But I would also never put my friend in a position where her reputation could potentially be ruined by my actions. I would never manipulate my friend into supporting me or defending me without giving her all the facts and then allow her name to be dragged across the internet. I would never do that because I would never be able to forgive myself. So it's really the fact that Blake brought all of these people into her problem that is bothering me. I'm not mad at Taylor, I'm mad at Blake.